at the sky a lot. We used to laugh a lot, play a lot, cry a lot. My mama used to sit me down and get her Bible out. 2 days straight, teach revelations to me, fruits of the spirit, love and patience to me. I used to wonder why she cried when she told me that nobody in this world but God could console me. The devil is lurking in the shadows, so pick your battles. Keep your eye on the sparrow and walk on the straight and narrow, cause pride and arrogance will swallow you in Pharaoh's flood. Look after your sisters, I'm here cause you in foul blood. You never know when thick land could turn to shallow mud, and if the shit hit the fan, the quicksand will lather up. Where there's no vision, the people perish. So these are the memories I keep and cherish. Sunny lemon memories of laying in the grass. My head was spinning and my heart was beating fast. I opened up and started laying you my past. Una Fortiva Lagrima was on the box and Merlot was in the glass. I must admit at first I focused on that ass, but then we chilled and had a blast. So the waves had to crash, but the titans have to clash. We had a decorated badge, just forgot to pump the gas. Life is a storyboard, captured in the Polaroid. The memory's the jewel, cause the camera is cold and void. Like a corpse or C-3PO, the golden droid.
The religious believer seeks, in the revelation which God grants him, the solution to the universal riddle, which his I, capital, dissatisfied with the world of mere appearance, sets before him. The artist seeks to embody in his material the ideas that are in his I, in order to reconcile what lives in him with the world outside. He too feels dissatisfied with the world of mere appearance, and seeks to mold into it that something more which his I, transcending it, contains. Again, the I is capitalized, the I, not E-Y-E. Okay. The thinker seeks the laws of phenomena and strives to penetrate by thinking what he experiences by observing. Only when we have made the world content into our thought content do we again find the unity out of which we had separated ourselves.
Confusion concerning the nature of perception. Are you on your phone already?
I'm thinking.
Are you listening to me?
Yes. I don't know what you just said, but...
Confusion concerning the nature of perception is widespread because of the reluctance to consider the central part played by thinking. So there's, Marielle, there's what you see, like there's the big black screen right there. And then there's nowhere on there is there the word black. Nowhere on there is the word rectangle. There is the word Samsung on there, but if you look, that's the label. But see, you look, there's the black, there's the rectangle, there's the flat, there's the shiny. Do you know where all those things come from in my head?
The thinking.
The back.
Right. So there's the perception. If I were, there's exactly what my eye see. Then what my mind does is it creates the labels for the things that I'm seeing. Central to that is me who sees the thing and then puts the labels on it. So it's a 3-part operation.
Yeah.
It's a 3-part operation. There's the perception. There's the labels. There's the perception. There's the labels, and then there's me.
That's annoying.
That's just the beginning of what's. Can I tell you what Steiner's trying to get at?
What?
Yes.
Because I got depression.
You have depression? There is incredible. So imagine like, well, the thing. Imagine like the volcano that's under this island is pushing up and is creating this island, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that has got a ton of force behind, like potentialities pushing under the ground and creating this earth. That same pushing and existence, that is actually behind the TV as well. It's behind everything around us. Only on this volcano that we're sitting on can we start to get like a glimpse of the rawness of it, the depression. only on this island can we start to go, oh my God, can we start to conceive of that intensity, because it's still so it's not very far removed, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like what created this drywall on here is almost in a sense the same thing that created the volcano, but it's so far removed from our experience. So right, we have the drywall, we have me, we have my thoughts. There's like, okay, drywall is kind of like chalk, it's powdery, it has paper on it. Some guy came and he nailed it up against against the studs. The drywall came in a truck. The truck came from the store. The store got it from the factory. The factory dug it out of the ground. The ground produced it, right? Now we're kind of getting back closer to the source of the drywall, right? But there is...
you know what it is.
behind the source of the materials for the drywall is like the cosmic energy that created it. And the part of the cosmic energy that created it is actually the real idea of the chalk. The idea of the chalk is actually what created the chalk. So there's actually a whole loop, okay? So there's the chalk, and there's me, and then there's the idea, right? And the human being in the universe is the thing that holds the two apart. Chalk, me, idea. But behind the chalk, going down to all those things I told you about, the guy that nailed it to the wall, he got it off the truck got it from the store got it from the factory dug it out of the ground. Somewhere in the ground this was created. The thing that created it is the idea, like the force and the idea behind the thing that created it is all the way over here, and I can perceive the idea, except for Rudolf Steiner says the force of that idea that created the chalk, the force of that, the idea, the force and the idea together, the human being is the thing that can separate the idea from the force. So what we actually see, we don't actually see or feel or think the living idea that created the chalk. We actually think and perceive the image or the shadow of the idea. Like, come look over here for a second. I'm on such a roll. I'm on such a roll.
Why can't I sit here?
See, I can see myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like me. It butt flip. But here, it looks exactly like me, except it's not alive. I don't have to feed that thing. I don't have to take that thing to work. That thing in the mirror looks exactly like me, but it's not me.
Yeah.
It's just an image of me. It's only alive when I go look at it. So the idea, what we think about whatever created the chalk that created the drywall, or whatever I think about the volcano that created this island,
Yeah.
I am only thinking about the image of the thing in the mirror, not the real. As a human being, I can perceive the image of the living thought that is the thing creative behind things. Can you understand that there's a lot of power and energy and life behind the creating of the volcano?
Yeah.
Can you understand that there's a lot of power and creativity and life behind the thing that made the chalk?
Yeah.
Okay. That living creative power is actually also an idea. It's a living archetype. The human being does not experience in full that archetype. The human being experiences the mirror image of the living archetype when we think it. So when I think about all the power and vitality behind the volcano that created this island, what I'm thinking about is the thing in the mirror of the real thing. I don't actually, if I were to actually, it would kill you. It would blow you up if you were to experience actually the volcano. Possibly, I don't know. But that's what Steiner's whole point is. There's actually, and the goal is actually to become able as a human being to experience the actual living idea of the things. Got it? You followed all that? Did you like that?
Yeah, it's just in that mirror.
Our thinking is the mirror of the living idea of the things behind. But do you get the whole idea of like we are the special thing that goes, that's the drywall. That's the idea of the drywall. We are like when you have a power cord, it has electricity running through it, and there's the plastic insulation wrapping on there. So you can't actually touch that power, because if you were to touch that power, you would be electrocuted. That's what the human being is. We are the insulation around the power cord of the ideas that create the universe. Something like that. We render it that's what the image of me in the mirror is dead. It has no life. It's just simply an image. Whereas the guy standing outside the mirror is actually alive. There's a big difference. He looks just like me, but he's not me. He's dead. That's what our thinking, the thoughts that we think about the world are actually the dead thoughts. They're the images of the thoughts. It's not actually, because the real thought is actually the thing behind that created the thing in the first place. All right, John, do you want to eat oatmeal?